Plaintiff, Bobby Hart, was married to the defendant, and she claims he's a liar, a cheater, and a sex addict. Bobby says she often caught the defendant on porn sites, and now he's engaged to her former best friend. Bobby's suing her ex-husband for unpaid childcare. Defendant Christopher Hart says while married to Bobby, she refused to let him hang out with his friends and would not allow his family to see their children. Christopher's countersuing for emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I would not have married this man if I would have known he was a cheater, a liar, and a sex addict. And now engaged to my former best friend.
How do you describe sex addict?
He was on porn sites. He had, in June of 2015, he was calling sex chat lines. There was a $500 charge on our joint checking account.
Okay, I was trying, you all were married. I was wondering whether he was forcing himself on you.
No.
You mean all this other extracurricular stuff.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
I had met Chris in May of 2015, or 2012. Mm-hmm. We started dating. 3 months later, we got married. I got pregnant with our twins. So I was really down on myself. You know, I was really huge when I was pregnant. Went to go use his phone one day, found out he was on Craigslist looking for a sex hookup. So I decided I'm gonna let this go because we've got twins on the way. I don't want my kids having a broken home. So we let that go. We moved to Nebraska, and in June 2015, I saw there was $500 charges on our account. He declined it, said it wasn't him. He had his credit card stolen. And then I found out that they tracked it to his phone number. In September of 2015, I had got an email stating that he was on porn sites and saying that he was single when we were married, saying that he wants a threesome.
Okay.
He has looked.
He wants some freaky deaky. He didn't want another girlfriend.
Pretty much.
All right, go ahead.
I had noticed that he looked up some other stuff that I had that kind of like, oh crap, I don't.
Freaky deaky.
Yes. Yes.
The man's not a cheater, he's a freak. Those are two different things. Go ahead, ma'am.
But today I am suing him for child care for $480.
Don't want to hear the rest of this story. How does this story end?
Well,
he turned into a porno fiend, and then what? Did you ever catch him with a live girl, or did he ever? No evidence of a live girl?
No.
So why did you all break up?
Because we fought a lot.
About what?
Money. The way he was with my kids, he took out his anger on my autistic son because he was mad at me, hit my son so hard he left a mark on his leg. I had enough of it.
Okay. All right. Sir, let me hear from you. Background.
Okay. Start off with, I've never cheated in my life.
Well, she believes that porn is cheating.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
But I've never cheated. She would show up at my work and accuse me of cheating.
I did not.
In front of my bosses. And she would not let our kids see my family.
That is a bull crap.
All right, ma'am.
And I could not hang out with my friends.
How did that jump to what you're referring to, not letting the family see the children? What happened between the time you so-called strayed away and the time the children came in play? How did that happen?
At the time, I was working at the time. Uh-huh. And then I lost my job, so I went on unemployment. At the time, we had the kids. And then we lived not too far from my parents in California. And they tried to see him, and she would not let him.
You all were still in the same household together?
Yes, Your Honor.
And your parents obviously told you?
They asked if they could come and see him, and I said that was fine. Uh-huh. And then she got mad and said, I didn't want him up here. You should have...
Why?
apparently she didn't get along with my parents.
What do you mean apparently? If your wife tells your mother that she can't see her grandchildren, you got to have more than an apparently. Now let's get to the point where you all separated.
And then I left, and she had a bunch of different guys in, like, every week, every other week.
Know?
Because she told me, and she had to call the cops to have 2 of them removed.
Really?
In front of our boys.
That's interesting.
Okay. You left the house, and how long after that did the divorce petition occur?
It was like a month after
A month
that.
later, you filed for divorce?
Yes.
And
I filed for divorce first.
all right. Ma'am, I'm at divorce now. The divorce was completed. Do you want to address this issue of all these men in and out?
Yes, because that is not true, Your Honor.
None of it?
No.
Okay, good enough. That's all you got to say. Let's move to what you're suing for, the child care expenses. Unless you have a way to prove what you're saying is true about...
I have a witness.
Who? She was there?
She told her everything what happened.
We were not friends at the time.
So you didn't tell her anything?
No, I didn't tell her anything about
All right,
that.
let me have her come up. State your name.
Jancina Conant,
And you are, how you relate, you're his girlfriend?
fiance.
And his fiance. And you were friends with his former wife?
Yes.
How often would you see her?
Every Sunday, because at the time I was dating a guy that wouldn't let me hang out with anybody.
I don't know nobody trying to hear all that. That's your story. I got one story at a time. You bring him in here, then we can talk about y'all's story.
That's the only time I could ever see her.
All right. Tell me what she told you about their marriage.
She pretty much was telling me that he was a cheater. He was always on, sex lines and watching porn and all this other
How
stuff.
about the men stuff? Being carted out by the police.
I knew she was dating a bunch of men. I just didn't know about the police.
What
people.
did she tell you?
She was just telling me about all these guys that she was dating.
How many?
I don't even know.
So what are you up here to tell me? All right. Go ahead. Child care expenses.
I have, we on our court ordered from custody that he is to pay half of daycare.
Let's see it, please. Your order.
Miss, can you sit down, please?
He has not paid his daycare in 6 weeks. And I also...
Why did you tell the woman to sit down? She's about to be his wife, aren't you? He gonna marry her, aren't you?
Yes.
When?
Next year.
Let me see a ring.
I don't have her.
You ain't put a ring on it, you ain't going nowhere. Go ahead, yeah, you stay there. No, you stay in that seat till you get the ring. No, stay in that seat. This says daycare expenses, pay the daycare expenses shall be divided equally. All right, so how much was the total? And obviously you're suing for half of the total.
Yes, we pay $160 a week. My fiance, Matt, has been taking over his payments and paying Chris's half for me so we can keep their daycare. We have asked Chris several times when will we see some money, even if it's just $20 here, $20 there.
When is
It's
the last time?
I would say it was probably the last Friday.
What was his response?
He said that he'll pay us when he can, that
All right.
since he's getting evicted out of his house, that he doesn't have no money to pay us.
Okay, sir, let me hear from you.
I am struggling.
Okay.
We are getting evicted,
Okay.
and I'm having trouble paying all my bills.
All right, good enough. Do you
And
still work?
Yes.
Why are you getting evicted then? You didn't lose your job, but suddenly you're getting evicted. What happened?
Because we helped a friend with the phone, and
Are you on drugs, sir?
no,
Okay, is he on drugs?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right.
never did drugs in my
All
entire
right, you
life.
got that. You got some kind of look in your eye.
She's nervous.
Nervous? Okay. All right. Sometimes people do get nervous at me, particularly when it deals with children. As you know, I might come down on you any minute. All right. But you do admit to owing. I respect that.
Yes,
and you tell me why, because you're unable to afford it. I respect that. Not going to come down on you. Let's get to the emotional distress you're countersuing for.
I am supposed to get them every other holiday, and I have not gotten them on every other holiday. Last year, I was supposed to get them on the 4th of July and never got them. and there's a bunch of, like, Memorial Day, I'm supposed to get them.
How did she stop you from getting them?
She's already had plans.
You call and she said, oh, I already got plans.
Yes.
Ma'am, what do you say to this? He says, Mr. Owing, but he says that you withheld the children from him.
That is incorrect. That's
Never?
incorrect. No, never.
Sir, you got any proof?
No, but it's all in the court order saying I'm supposed to get them every other holiday, and I still haven't.
Ma'am, did he get them 4th of July? Don't point to him. Did he get them?
So. I believe so.
Why are you pointing to him then?
Because he's the one that, he is our person that is in between us because we cannot get along. We cannot co-parent for our kids.
So you never spoke with him about the 4th of July?
No, I believe I did, but I told him that it was his weekend.
Is that correct?
Far as I know.
She didn't violate any agreements. So I'm going to conclude you're just confused about the other one. $480 is your judgment, and your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.
I think it's crazy how this is all happening. All he has to do is just pay his half a daycare, and that's it. That's all we want. He gets them every other weekend like we give him, like court order says. We don't know what else to say.
I just want him to stand up and actually be a father instead of making my fiance stand up and be a father. Take responsibility for your actions, Chris, and quit trying to say that I don't let you see your kids.
First of all, I try to be my kids, and they also want me to sign my father's rights over, so I don't get them at all. And I think that's screwed up.
I don't really have a whole lot to say.